How's it going, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get 10 virtual wholesaling deals per month. That's right. I'm just dropping this stuff like this. Literally, this video right here, how to do 10 virtual wholesaling deals per month. This is what basically condensed. I'm going to condense it very quickly. I'm going to give you all the information you can. I'm going for as long as possible today on this one. Guys, did a 3-hour cold calling marathon yesterday. I can go forever on these lives. I'm going to condense an entire weekend seminar. I'm going to call this Zach's 10 Deals a Month Virtual Wholesaling Mastery Seminar, okay? And usually you're going to pay about $3,000. You're going to come to my house or, hotel room. And for $3,000 for a 2-day event, I'll put you on a boat the first day, try to, waste some time. And we'll talk about Rolexes and fine wines, and we'll talk about big mental we're leveling up type thing. And then maybe for 4 hours after we'll go into virtual wholesaling, and then the next day we'll do some networking, a breakfast, we'll go out for lunch, do a big dinner. But really it'll be 6 hours of real content. But most people spend about $3,000 for a virtual wholesaling 2-day weekend event, 3-day seminar type thing. I've seen them all. I've seen recordings of all. So what I'm going to do is break down exactly how to do it. I'm literally those little weekends, I'm going to condense it all into this video. So you don't have to spend three days at these stupid little seminars on a boat, just hearing one person with a big ego talk about how cool they are. I'm just going to do it for free right here for you guys. So if you guys want, the only cost to pay for the seminar for 3 days, it's a joke, guys, but condensed. All you guys got to do is just do me a big favor. Smash that like button and subscribe. Please, helps a lot. We hit hundreds of likes on the last video. So if we can bring that up a lot, I'd really appreciate it. So if anyone watching this can bring the likes up, it'd be awesome. Guys, I don't sell like courses. I don't do getaway mentorship masterminds for 2 days for $5,000 a pop. I do this. This is the same exact information I'd give if I did it. I promise you. And this is the same exact information that people literally will pay, and I just give it out. So I really want to break down and do 10 virtual wholesaling deals a month. 10 virtual wholesaling deals a month is different for everyone. So I don't like saying 10 deals a month. I like net profits. That's really that honestly matters. But a lot of people want to get the 10 deals. So the average margin, if you're doing virtual wholesaling, is going to be $5,000 a deal, $8,000, $10,000, $20,000 a deal. My virtual wholesaling average deal is about $15,000 for out of state here. I'm in Florida, so my average in my market deal is like $40,000 to $50,000. So we don't do 10 of those a month. I'm not going to be the guy telling you, hey, I do $500,000 a month. I'm not that guy. Okay. You guys see a lot of TikTok people watching this. It's like, you're not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy. Okay. So, but I'm the person doing, a few actual like big $40,000, $50,000 deals. And then we'll do sprinkle in some 10, 15K ones in there, and then virtual wholesaling and JV deals. Like, we do very well, but I'm not this guy telling you I'm out here doing 150K deals per month or something crazy. But for virtual wholesaling, I got the systems to do it. We're at the point where we can do that many virtual wholesaling deals, and I can show you exactly how to do it. It's an easy blueprint, but it's ultimately the type of business you want. So a lot of people, it's a lot of money. So when we're talking about making 10 virtual wholesaling deals per month, I want you to understand this is not a free thing. Like, this is not a video showing you how to do 10 deals a month free. If you want 10 deals a month in your own business free, like personal, like within an hour drive, you can easily do. I show you guys on this channel all the time. It's all on freewholesaling.com. But if you want 10 virtual wholesaling deals out of your market, let's say you live in New York, Los Angeles, let's say you're in Canada, and you want to do 10 virtual wholesaling deals, make $100K just in gross in wholesale assignments per month. You're gonna have to fork up some coin in marketing. It won't be insane, but you're gonna have to pay some money in marketing. Like, if you actually want to get the systems and the logistics going, I haven't found a lot of guys doing it for free. And at that point, you need VAs and everyone doing it. So I'm gonna give you a quick summary of what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to show you exactly about your VA team. That's probably the most important part about your virtual wholesaling. When you want to hit 10 deals a month, I'm really going to break it down in the nitty gritty, break down really the acquisitions and really the pitch you have to be doing, exactly how to find these cash buyers. You're going to have to pump up your cash buyers database like crazy and pumping the numbers up there. Show you the exact list you got to do, how many leads you need. And at the end here, that I think this is the most important part. This is the part that really you have to pay a bunch of money. You got to pay a ton of money at these seminars where they'll start sharing this. They don't share this on YouTube. Exactly what you're expecting to net on these deals and the true cost of doing 10 deals a month virtual wholesaling and the real net. No one really talks about it. I'm here to talk about it. I think it's surprising that no one talks about it on YouTube because they keep it for their seminars, but I'm showing you right now. So guys, smash that like button and subscribe, and let's get into it. Let's see any comments, questions before we get into it. On really the foundations of virtual wholesaling. Can you throw in a 40-page manual and a one-time only upsell in the Super Platinum Insider Group? Of course, Jason. At the end of this video, you can join Triple Diamond Elite for $10,000 and $1,000 a month. No, come on. Zach, what systems? I'm going to break down all for virtual wholesaling right now. I'm excited for this one, guys. I'm not this guru, so I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to give it out. So if you are not jacked up right now to go learn some virtual wholesaling, I don't know what else is going to jack you up. And remember, for that $3,000 that you were going to pay me for the seminar type, whatever weekend event, use that for your own marketing. That's your skin in the game. That's the cost it is watching me. Use that for your own marketing, and you'll pay some attention. So let's get it going. So let's bring it on from the top here. So 10 deals a month. Systems guide. This is a fun one. This is one I think it's going to change some lives today. People who are really trying to scale it. So I really want to do a quick disclaimer for everyone watching this. You change this color to virtual wholesaling. In my opinion, I don't know why. I think of the color blue. It's weird. I don't know why. It just does. So 10 deals a month systems guide. Very huge disclaimer. Hey, if you're like in a lull watching this, hear me out. For 10 deals a month, this is not a beginner's video, okay? This is more of an advanced systems guide. This is when you start winning a scale. This is, hey, I'm making 200, 300K a year, or I'm making 100K a year, and I really want to get in the 7 figures net, and I really want to start scaling a business. I'm outside the state. I really want to start scaling a business up. This is like the $4,000 or $5,000 3-day seminar type like systems events. So like that's what I'm going to do here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not going to be a, hey, what's the exact script you're going to say on the cold call, and like, can we break that down for beginners? I have a ton of those. I'm going to break down a little of the beginner stuff. But I'm not going to break down just the nitty gritty, like very beginner stuff, because this is going to be a more of an advanced systems event. Like, Zach, what's a cash buyer? Like, at freewholesaling.com, I break it down, hold your hand and make 100K. This is for the people that's already making the 100K, or you don't have to make 100K. You just want to know how systems are going to work. This is the exact video for you guys. So just a quick disclaimer. If you think this is something I expect anyone out the gate to start doing, no, this is an advanced systems video and training. So let's talk about the team. This is the backbone of this business. This is where it's all going. So I designed this video. So this is a type of system for virtual wholesaling where you don't have to work in it every day. This is something you work 5 to 10 hours a week. So if you want to do 10 virtual wholesaling deals, net a good amount of money and work 5 to 10 hours a week, sort of like what I do. I mean, Rick's like, you know, he's probably fishing or something right now. Probably, honestly, most likely he's fishing or working out. Either or. He's probably running right now, honestly. He'd like to run at like noon, so like afternoon type guy. But you want to be like 5 to 10 hours a week. I think I spend more time on lives than I do on my wholesaling business, but that's not knock on me. That's just because of the systems that we have in our business right now, which is pretty cool. So the one thing I can tell you right now with the team, I designed this so it can be something where we do 5 to 10 hours, and you can really, if you want, I'm going to show you, you can kind of put it to like 3 hours a week if you really wanted to push it like crazy, be like, hey, I'm a hands-off guy like Rick, but you can, it's a lot more difficult to do, and it a little more work and less net, but I'll show you it all. So let's start with the team. So we got VAs. Those are virtual assistants. These are people usually from the Philippines, Mexico, Latin America. India is actually a pretty good one for not really phone work or acquisitions work, but really, really good for list polling and just list management. That country, I found a lot of success with that, but usually you want to keep the team at the same nationality, make sure they speak the same language. It helps a lot here. So you really want 3 to 4 starting out here. Obviously, if your net's got to be bigger, you might have to do 5 to 6. I know people have 10. It's truly dependent on what kind of business you want to have. So that's really where we're at here. So 3 to 4 starting out, I think that's a decent thing starting out. That's probably where I'd start. And that's sort of what the team's going to look like starting out. It depends on really the acquisitions part of it, like who else is going to be on the team. But that's it. We got runners, boots on the ground. We're going to talk about that a little later too. But let's talk about list polling right now. So list polling is the one type of job we need for a VA. So the VAs that we need is going to be a list polling VA. They're going to be polling lists for us. We're going to have a marketing VA. Basically, they're going to be doing the cold calling and SMS for us. We don't want to be doing this stuff, guys. You don't want to be in those trenches. Hey, this is a systems event. Okay, this is my systems. We're on the yacht right now. Okay, we're on the yacht. Okay, do you see the cigars and the fun boat things everywhere? We're on my virtual wholesaling event. So you're at my 3K event. So marketing VAs, telling you they're going to do the cold calling for you and the SMS text blasting. They're going to be replying, and they're really going to make it a funnel system where once they talk to someone, so let's say the VA is cold calling. The point of that call is to make sure that, hey, the person is giving me a yes, they're interested in selling. That is all we care about. Don't want to be heartless with this, but that is all that we literally care about. So we want to make sure when we're calling, if it's a yes, it goes into the acquisitions bucket, put in the Podio, we're good to go. SMS, someone says yes, hey, acquisitions, go talk to this person on the SMS platform. And then that person wants to get them on the phone and then set the appointment or do the virtual appointment, things like that. So that's probably where we're at right now with the cold calling. But the marketing VAs, those are super important. Again, we have list polling VAs, and those VAs are going to sort the list and data, goes in the marketing, loads it up, ready to go. Next here is our acquisitions VAs. These virtual assistants are going to be locking up contracts for us, and they're going to be doing the majority of the follow-ups. This VA is the most important one. The marketing VA, I'm not calling them a dime a dozen. Marketing is the most important one, but there's so many cold calling VAs we can have. It's really not the biggest training ever. Again, we're using the same exact script. Hey, are you the owner of 123 Main Street? Are you interested in selling this property? Guys, it's not that complicated for the VA cold calling. But when it comes to locking up contracts and doing follow-ups, that's where I'm talking to VAs. This is where the meetings, this is where we have to do a lot of the time-intensive stuff I do every week. Because I don't do that much work, but the work I do is just making sure that the marketing's going well, the acquisitions department's doing well, the dispo's doing well. It's super important, guys. So locking up contracts and doing follow-ups, it is absolutely essential in this business right now. It is absolutely essential. So that's the only thing I can tell you right now. Very important, the acquisitions VA. Obviously, next we have the dispositions VA. These are the virtual assistants for dispo. Super, super duper important. And obviously our cash buyer VA. So they're really the same thing. We're going to have our VAs just focusing on building a cash buyers list, cold calling cash sales, going on Facebook, getting the emails from there, email blasting the deals. Very, very important trying to get these deals sold. Also here, when it comes to the VAs, they need weekly training. This might be a shocker. I know a lot of people are going to fight me on this, but honestly, your VAs are going to need weekly training. I really don't care what you have to say, whatever you're going to fight me on. But if you want to retain the talent that you have with your VAs, that you're training them, that is talent, you're going to need to do weekly training with them. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you don't have to do it, you can have maybe someone on your team do it, but they need weekly training or they're not going to do as well. They might start slacking a little on the deals. It's very important that we do weekly trainings. These are weekly Zooms. Guys, read the book Traction. It's a huge one. It's sort of what we use for our business. That is when I would 100% start recommending. Next here, something no one really talks about, but super important is company culture. Company culture, guys. Now, a lot of you guys have it, especially when you're newer. You don't really understand it. I know a lot of younger people don't understand it too much. But a lot of the older people, I'm not calling you old, but like anyone over the age of 30, I'm not calling anyone over 30 old, but older compared to the average newbie wholesaler. A lot of them are in their teens starting out. They don't really work in many corporate jobs. And as you know, with corporate structures, if you worked in one, they work very hard on creating a company culture. Now, we can fight all day what that company culture is and what's the true intentions of it when they're just trying to make a profit off of you. And you should be an entrepreneur because, hey, make your own hours and the market will determine how much you're worth. But we're not getting that. But in company cultures, they do a lot of stuff that a lot of employees, not everyone should be an entrepreneur, but for most employees who don't want to be an entrepreneur, money is sometimes not the most important part. For most companies, money isn't the number one thing for these employees. For you as an entrepreneur, it probably is, or maybe it is or isn't, but it's how happy you are working for the company and how fulfilled you feel and how much of an impact you really truly think you're making in the business. So having a company culture is super important. These VAs, these virtual assistants, they are not robots. They are not people who are absolutely out here. They are not these people out here that are just, they're not robots. Like, you got to teach them like humans. Sorry, getting a text here, just making sure we had a little issue with one of the rental properties today. So I was just making sure it was all good. We got a handyman come by. So we're good there. So, but when it comes to a company culture though, you just got to treat them like humans. These people have emotions. They have families. They like sports. They like comic books. They like the Avengers, whatever they like. But these people have real emotions. These VAs, they have husbands. They have wives. They have kids. It's as emotional as an American employee that you have. It's life. So you got to treat these employees like real human beings and show them some true empathy and just care. And trust me, you do that, you'll get way better results. So I think a really important part that attributes a lot of my success in the virtual wholesaling and a lot of other people for virtual wholesaling is hands-on training. And really what's been a huge godsend for me when I started out was I made videos. You guys like, oh, Zach, you're great at videos. I'm great at videos, but I do a lot of videos for training for you guys. But I did a video starting out. They weren't even good. Those before I was even somewhat decent behind a camera on YouTube. I'm not decent now, but I'm trying to become better. But I made videos showing me cold calling, videos and hours of training on that. Me doing videos of locking up deals virtually, doing videos of me dispo, building cash buyers lists, things like that, talking about sellers, talking about the importance of learning the seller, kind of market specific for Florida. I have those videos for my acquisitions, for the training for my companies, and for just the VAs. They're all in there. They're all little modules you can watch. You gotta watch the videos. And they're very important, and they've helped me so much with training my VAs that, again, I did that training once, and the VAs really go through it. Then I do a little bit of hands-on training, and then they're good to go. So it's very important. So now that we know about systems, we got the next part about virtual wholesaling. This is a very, very important part here. Let's see. Got a lot of good questions here. Sweet. Thanks, guys, for the questions. Just make sure we're good. Let's see, make sure we're good here. So awesome. So just making sure we got no important questions before we get on. I mean, I'm going to answer everyone's questions up here too. I just make sure anything on what we kind of talked about here. So we're looking pretty good here. So the next part we're going to talk about when it comes to 10 deals a month. Let's break it down. You got to find the best virtual wholesaling markets. And this is where a lot of people get in trouble. They don't want to talk about their secret virtual wholesaling markets. Guys, I'm not the most well-networked guy around the country, but I know what markets are good and what aren't. And from what I've seen, Knoxville, Central Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, those regions, I know Southwest Ohio is really good too. There's a lot of really niched out, awesome virtual wholesaling markets. And if you give me a second, I can pull up the best ones out here. I got on my phone. I don't think I have enough space to write it down on here, but I put Greenville, South Carolina also. Let me just look at a map really quick. If I look at the map states, I can say, okay, these are the good ones in the state. So I know Macon, Georgia was one I really talked really well about. Knoxville is really good. Louisville's decent for virtual wholesaling. The Hampton Roads area is very good for. I put that new in my new updated virtual wholesaling market's the best one. So Virginia is really good for there. Detroit is still a pretty decent one, but I mean that's something we've done. I found better markets from there. Fresno, California is just shockingly pretty good for virtual wholesaling, and I would just avoid a lot of other areas, but like Beaumont, Texas is really good. And Houston, surprisingly, is still very good. So those are kind of the general markets I would stay in. But when you're starting out, or if you're trying to scale even more, really branch into a new market, I would say that you got to choose the right one. So you could think wholesaling sucks if you try virtual wholesaling in, let's say, Seattle. You can be like, virtual wholesaling's terrible. Guys, you got to pick the right market. So, hey. I know a lot of people that do virtual wholesale. They actually do virtual wholesaling in their own market they live in, and they just don't want to have a team doing it. They go all virtually on it. That's another interesting one, but that's kind of what we've seen. But let's talk about it. So the first step is we got to find the best virtual markets, and the next here is marketing. And marketing is the lifeblood of this business. That is our backbone. That is the most important part that we need to get going. So I really want to break down for virtual wholesaling for 10 deals a month, what is the best marketing channels for it? So remember, guys, please smash that like button and subscribe. So let's get it going here. So the marketing channels, SMS text blasting, cold calling, and drawing for dollars if possible. Okay. I put an asterisk there for drawing for dollars. If you can, yes. If you had to, just do it. But SMS text blasting and cold calling right now for virtual wholesaling, hands down, bar none, the best ROI it's going to be there. Direct mail is good too, but I do prefer it if you're more of an in-person wholesaler due to the direct mail. And really, if you're trying to get those systems in place, let's do these and then test cold calling. No, test direct mail after that. Sorry, guys. This is a live video, by the way. You guys, this isn't edited or anything crazy or spooky like that. So text blasting and cold calling, hands down. We're going to have the VAs work on them. Super duper important, guys. And if you could find someone virtually that actually lives in your personal market to do drawing for dollars for you, I would 100% do it. It is, I cannot explain it enough. Make sure it's good. So if you find a drawing for dollars person, have them drive for dollars for you. Preferably get 200 properties a week if you can. Pay them about $15 an hour and then a bonus per deal. That's where I've always seen the best success with it. And really, might be screaming at me, Zach, like, hey, Zach, what's the best list for virtual wholesaling? And the best list for virtual wholesaling is going to be different than what I'm going to tell you for getting 10 deals a month virtually wholesaling. Of course, the best list virtual wholesaling is government list, but government list is not going to get you 10 deals a month. It might get you 4 or 5 if you're very, very good and niched out with it. And obviously, if you're doing like 50 different markets, and you can just do niche list if you want, but you're going to have to incorporate some more paid lists, some list REI lists, listrei.com lists. And these are my hands down for 10 deals a month virtual wholesaling. This is the list I prefer. High equities, vacants, and all government lists. Drawing for dollars, obviously, in there. Again, I didn't really mention RVMs. I don't think RVM is probably going to be the best right now. Legality-wise, I don't want to get anyone in trouble. Again, I'm not a lawyer, financial advisor, a CPA, any of those fancy schmancy stuff. I'm not even a realtor. I'm just a wholesaler and a real estate investor who wants to help the people out. So high equity leads, make sure they own the property for at least 2 years. Vacants are really good. Make sure you got at least 40% equity in those. And then government lists, your code violations, your probates, water shutoffs, utility liens, tax lien lists, credit card debt lists, IRS lien lists, all the type of really good government lists you can find. Divorce, I'll probably exclude out of there. And that's really what I would start doing. Those are lists that are super duper powerful. And those are the ones I 100% recommend right now. Probates, if you want to get into pre-probates, you can just be careful with that. So acquisitions, guys, let's break it down. You have to decide for your virtual wholesaling. Obviously, if I'm doing a deal outside of my market, that's virtual wholesaling. Now, I can have, let's say I live in Hawaii. I want to do deals in, Tucson, Arizona. I can have someone actually, an acquisitions person who lives in Tucson, go to those deals and they lock it up in person, but that's still virtual because I'm not doing anything or I'm not there. So technically, all my wholesaling is virtually. If you think about it, my acquisitions guys going out there locking up deals, I'm still here. So technically it's virtual wholesaling. So it's a funny one to think, but you got to decide if you want your acquisitions people to be VAs locking them up, or you want someone in person locking them up in physical appointments. So as you know, in-person appointments, you'll get better margins, you'll get better deals on. And then with virtual wholesaling, when it comes to the virtual VAs, you're gonna get less margins, but it's a lot cheaper. So that's the one thing I can tell you right now. So wherever one you choose, let's say we're gonna go the virtual route. DocuSign and the free contracts I have at freewholesaling.com are probably the best ones for virtual wholesaling. So use the free contract I have at freewholesaling.com for virtual wholesaling. It's a great one. That's the one I recommend. It'll get you the deals done. Use my assignment of contracts at freewholesaling.com. Again, guys, if you don't know what freewholesaling.com, it is the one-stop shop for everything wholesaling real estate from a beginner to help you make over $100K per year in wholesaling real estate. I have my 7-figure wholesaling systems in there, kind of like this video, but really for an all-around wholesaling systems. I have a couple of those in there. 20K month systems. They're all in freewholesaling.com. So I do recommend you guys all go there and really learn how the contracts are going, because I go into deep detail in the modules and the videos in there, exactly the contracts, what is in the contract so you understand it, the legalities, everything like that, me filling them out for you. All go to freewholesaling.com. They're all there. They're amazing. So the next part here is we want to train our VAs and we want to role play. And we really want to role play when it comes to the virtual wholesaling, the entire process. And the entire virtual wholesaling process is not something we have to role play. We really got to role play the acquisitions. So it's the wholesaling pitch. It's the virtual wholesaling pitch. It's the building rapport side. It's all the role play of a virtual wholesaling deal. It's super important, guys. So that is what I'd say right now. Role playing with your VAs, yourself, recording yourself, even you doing some virtual wholesaling deals, locking them up and recording those conversations are so valuable when it comes to training your VA. VAs need to be students too. I have VAs actually watching these videos. It's kind of crazy. But shout out to all my VAs from the Philippines, India, Mexico, Argentina, everyone, Costa Rica. We have a lot of views coming from Costa Rica too. So guys, all the VAs coming around the country watching me, India, Pakistan, all you guys, so blessed you're actually trying to up your game. And really, if you're a VA watching this, you're gaining skills, and that means you're going to get paid a lot more, because you're going to be so much more valuable to your employer, whoever's your wholesaling guy. And if they don't value it, you'll be so good with these videos that you're going to have to get paid more. So shout out to you guys watching it. Awesome. And obviously you guys are probably not paying for gurus, which is great. So the next one here is the virtual wholesaling pitch. This is where if you're trying to get into virtual wholesaling, you run actually a pretty good system in your in-person, but you want to get into virtual wholesaling, you're going to have to master the pitch. And you're really going to have to master how to pitch it right. Because a pitch for virtual offers is going to be completely different than your pitch that you're going to do for in-person ones. So obviously with virtual wholesaling, we're going to get a lot of different, I don't know how to say, it's just going to be a different process. So you got to choose, you're going to do the Zooms. Are you actually going to just do phone only? Are you going to do the DocuSign? Are you going to do a hard close, soft close? Whatever type of closes you want, you got to decide from there. You really got to decide what kind of objections you're going to get. So obviously the biggest objection you get from like an older person is like, hey, I'd rather you come in person. It'd be a lot easier. You can explain now that this is, I don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube algorithm because they're going to screw me up if I say this word. So it's the COR sickness, you know, the whole type of sickness that's been going around for the past year and a half. If I say that word, algorithm's going to say bleep, boop, 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 go down. So I'm not going to say that word, but due to the flu, you know what I'm going to say, flu 19, the sickness 19. I'm going to call it sickness 19 for the algorithm. But due to sickness 19, we've really changed our processes. And what we do is we actually buy these properties cash. And really what we do is we only really need to do it virtually. So I can have someone go in, take pictures of the property, or I can have you just walk me through with a Zoom or a video chat. And that's really all we need to get a general idea of properties. We have our own systems in place where we can do it. So that's all. We don't really have to go meet you at the house. And then from there, you go to the regular virtual wholesaling pitch. How much do you really need to sell the property for? Of course, you build a rapport and say, hey, paint the picture with them. Could you imagine just get this property sold? I mean, what price would it be at if we can get everything done today? You can go to Michigan with Sally and you get rid of this property. What price are you at? Lock it up from there, DocuSign. We're going to go do your $100 EMD. For virtual wholesaling, I still prefer $100 EMDs. If you have to have a memorandum, remember that $100 that earnest money with memorandums, you have to keep it in there. Let's say someone doesn't want to close on it. So I like a lower earnest money for virtual wholesaling. That's kind of my opinion. Again, I'm not a lawyer, guys. Don't sue me, bro. But that's what I personally prefer. So I got all the disclosures on the bottom of the video if you guys want to have it. I recommend everyone watches it. My lawyer tells me so. Then it comes to, once we get the deal under contract, is our dispositions process. This is going to be our process for selling our deals. This is pretty simple. It's not crazy advanced. It's email marketing, Facebook emails, cold calling, cash sales, and networking. That is the main three for selling our wholesaling deals. Facebook, I showed you how to do 427 cash buyers in under 2 hours from Facebook emails and Facebook groups. It's one of the best ones out there. Use that for your email marketing. Again, if you go look at the video I did last week, it's in there. Absolutely amazing one. I just sent an email out for everyone on my email list who wants the gems of the week I give out, all organized. That's the one on there on the top today we sent out. Cold calling, cash sales. That's an easy one. You go to listrei.com, listrei.com. So if you go to listrei.com, pretty good one. So all you really got to do is pull that list, skip trace it, and start cold calling those cash sales. Ask these people, hey, did you just buy 123 Main Street? You'll see it on there. Well, are you looking to actually buy more properties at a discount for cash? Boom, networking. You can JV with deals, find realtors. It's a really good one. So that's what I prefer. Also, if you're doing virtual wholesaling, your real estate investing associations, your RIAs, have cash buyers in them too. So that's what I do on like Facebook. That's definitely what I'd recommend. And then from there, let's break down the numbers. This is where this is the fun stuff. So this is stuff I think you guys got to really understand very well. So yes, someone commented the right word on it. Marcus Smith from Facebook commented that one right. Yes. So let's break it. I really want to break down the nitty gritty of this right now of what truly the net's going to be for you in this type of business. And this is no upsell at the end here. So like, don't be like, I know you guys usually hear me do the most important part at the end here. And then like, oh, I'm going to hit you with something crazy. No. So 10 deals per month at 10K each. You're going to be at 100,000 at the most. At the low end, you're going to be at 40K, 4K each. Depends on what market. Like if you're in the cheaper markets, let's say in like rural Ohio, you're going to be at 3 to 4K each average deal. If you're going to be like in Florida, you're probably going to be closer to 10, 15. Guys are out here doing $40,000, $50,000 deals in Florida, virtually wholesaling too. A lot harder, but people are doing it. So I'd say revenue, depending on the type of business you want, 40 to 100K. It's really up to you what market you do, what kind of marketing, stuff like that. And I really want to show you something literally, I don't hear anyone talk about for virtual wholesaling. I really want to break down these numbers and be as transparent as possible with you guys. Is it costs money to show these houses. So roughly it's going to be about $50 to take 75. You want at least 75 pics of the property from like a Facebook job site. Make sure someone's got at least like an iPhone quality or better. And then about $75 for a showing for a cash buyer, usually with a realtor, someone trusted. The average for a virtual wholesaling deal, we found 1.5 showings. So it's about $163 per deal we're going to spend on runners, quote unquote, boots on the ground. So about $1,650 a month we're going to spend just showing properties. This is an added expense no one really accounts for virtual wholesaling. And if you really want the systems in place, this is some of the stuff you're going to have to just start doing. So everyone thinks you're going to net all this, but then it goes down more and more down because you got the showing. So it gets expensive, guys. And let me show you some of the nets we're going to do. So some of the costs, about $6K for a VA. It really depends on you're doing $4 an hour, $6 an hour. Let's say you get someone for $4 an hour. I'm going to show you the best case scenarios. Okay. $6K for a VA, $3,200 in salaries, $1,200 bonuses, $100 a deal bonuses, maybe $300 bonus for acquisitions, really how you want to do it. Three grand for SMS and cold calling with SMSZach.com and Zach Dialer. Skip tracing, taxes, systems, runners. You're probably at $12K. If you have an acquisitions guy in person, you might have to tack on an extra $10K on top of that if you really want to pay them well for $15. If you want dispositions manager in there, you're going to have to add that on top of it. So really, you're going to be netting. This is a wide margin, about 28 to 80K per month, depending on how lean, how successful. And really, it all comes down to your margins on these deals, really. Because the cost of a runner and a boots on the ground for a $60,000 virtual wholesaling deal is the same for a $5,000 virtual wholesaling deal. So the costs are the same. And the bonus per deal, given that $100 bonus for your cold calling VA is the same on the $5,000 deal than is for the $60,000 deal. So really, I think margins is super important to look at here. At the end of the day, you'll be netting about $336K a year to $960K per year using this type of system. Minus out, you got partners, managers, and let's say you have more staff on there, or partners. When I say managers, you can offset this business by hiring a guy at $80K a year or $70K a year to really manage everyone. Roughly, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a percentage of all the net for your business. You can't do by salary. You got to be by net for the business. And that's really ending up what the cost of for this business is. It's a lot of people talk about it. Screenshot this if you want, but this is really the type of business, if you follow the system, you're going to probably expect. So hands down, that's what it is. But that's it, guys. Like let's break down some questions you guys have, and let's see what I can do to help you guys out, because I know you guys have just been asking me so many questions about virtual wholesaling lately. How do I get 7 figures a year? How do I net all this money on these deals? And I really wanted to break it down for you guys today. So this is it, guys. So let's break it down. Let's get some questions going and see if I can help you guys out, become better real estate wholesalers and for virtual wholesaling real estate. So y'all get ready for the gems about to be dropped. Let's go, Micah. Woo! I love it, guys. Hello, Zach. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, Dad, on hotline last night. That's awesome. Wow, thank you so much. Of course. Facts. Thanks, Liana. Olivia Summers. Let's go. Jason says, can you throw... Oh, yeah. Was there an upsell at the end of this? I don't think there was, but just funny. Juan Arrow says, thank you so much for the time and excellent information you give to us. Of course. No worries at all. Fred says, what is up, bro? What is up? How's it going? Facebook user says, what systems do you use for cold calling? ZachDialer.com. I use SMSZach.com for text blasting. I use ListREI.com for PropStream. And anything really in free wholesaling. I all break it down. CallRail is another big one I use. It really depends on what kind of systems and everything you want from there. So, boom. Catherine says, thanks, Zach. Of course, no problem. Kevin, what is up, Kevin? How are you doing today? Says, hey, Zach, can I use a private lender with bad credit? And can I refinance after? Yeah. I mean, do you have the bad credit or does the lender have the bad credit? Please let me know. Canada. Oh, snap. Catherine says, cold call for 3 hours today. Got some leads. Let's go. Awesome. I hopefully got inspired from the cold calling I did yesterday, 3 hours. And we got some interesting ones. I got a potential $8,000 deal. If you guys want in on that deal, let me know. Probably cut you guys in on that one. This information is insane. Thank you so much. I'm psyched and ready to go. Aaron, I am psyched and ready to go. This information pumps me up because I know it changes lives. That is what I want to do. I want to change lives. And I truly believe I'm making a difference doing these type of videos, just breaking down in extreme detail as much as I can on the entire systems, the entire processes, everything you need to go out there and start changing your life for virtual wholesaling. I truly believe for virtual wholesaling real estate, I'm helping the people out. That's ultimately what I want to do here. Christy says, thank you so much, Zach, for all the gems you're about to give us. Of course, I'm here just to give all the information possible. I truly don't think you should be paying for this information, but that's my opinion. Might get in trouble with people with this, but that's where I'm at. Let's see here. Alex says, hey, Zach, message on Facebook, possible JV deal. I have a property under contract in Knoxville with only 5 days inspection left. Okay, I'll go look at it. Sorry, guys, if I've been harder to reach on Instagram and Facebook. You guys might not see the amount of views we've been getting lately, but our views have like doubled in a month. And my messages went from like 100 a day to like 200 a day. So it's kind of getting harder to answer everyone back on social media. I'm trying my best, I swear, but there's only so many hours I can spend per day doing DMs. It would be like 3 hours a day. It would legit right now be 3 hours a day if I just did all the DMs I'm getting. So I'm trying to find a system with that where possibly we can have someone do some more automated stuff if it's like a general question, and then I just do the personal. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. So just give me some time on that one. I'm not a guru who has all the staff members, but where I'm looking at it. So yeah, we're getting close to 200 a day messages. So trying to get on that right now. Again, for all the YouTube comments, I will answer every single YouTube comment. Also, if you really have to get a hold of me, post something on Wholesaling Houses for Real. I religiously look at that. And of course, if you have a burning question every Thursday, you can actually pop up in front of me and talk to me, and I'll do a video chat for free. That's kind of where we're probably going more towards in the future. But still get in front of me. You're just going to have to do a video chat or something because it's more direct and a lot easier to do. I got good buyers there. That's awesome. Matt, let's do a video together. Sweet, man. We did a video with Matt before. Great guy. I need a scale. Let's start scaling. Alex Dungan, send me property details of a buyer in that area. Of course, I'm doing 2 a month. That's awesome. Hey, we got to start somewhere. And 2 deals a month, you're at a point where people would dream right now, okay? And you're at 2 deals a month. You can easily pump that up even more. It's awesome when you start getting consistent deals. You can start consistently doing more. So hands down, it's a great one. That's awesome. So happy. Do you think someone can do this and live in Europe? Of course. Of course they can live in Europe. The only thing you can't probably do it is if you're in like North Korea where they got no internet. But outside of that, you're pretty good. So that's what I would say there. Valentine, let me know what country in Europe you're watching from. That's pretty cool. Hey, G-Dog, what is up? How are you? Stacy, okay, no problem. What's your email? Awesome. We're networking the comments. Let's go. Let's see. Josh Anderson says, where do you find your list pulling VA at Zach? So I find them from a majority of places. Onlinejobs.ph is good. Upwork, I've been finding the most success from. And there's other channels. The best VAs you're going to find are referrals from your own VAs. But Upwork, if you got to start it up, I would say right now. Alex Jacobs says, how much are you paying virtual acquisition VAs and what country are they from? Philippines, about $5 to $6 an hour, and then $300 bonus per deal. Pretty good. And of course, you can pump it up. For me, I have to pay more if you're doing something in my market than if you're doing like Knoxville or something like that. Hey, Zach, if you pull a list from what's up, Jay? Jay Chan says, hey, Zach, if you pull a list from code enforcement office, do you fill out the FOIA forms first? If so, do you need to tell them the list to use for? Most of the time, you actually don't have to file a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act request. But if they're really difficult, yes, you do. LOL, I understand. Zach is a beast at getting deals. Thank you, Island Vibes. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Oxy Montana says, GOAT. Woo! Thank you so much. It means a lot. But I am truly not the GOAT here of wholesaling real estate. So, but I try to help as many people as I possibly can and try to change the lives of anyone that sees me or gets in contact with me. But thank you so much. Yo, Zach the man. Thanks, Gage. I truly appreciate that. We got the goat emojis. We got the eye emoji. Anisha says, how effective is it one starts virtual wholesaling without money by doing assignment? It is. You're probably not going to be at 10 deals a month starting out, but you could clearly do that with government lists. So you could still be doing deals. You're just probably not going to be pumping up the same amount of deals that you're doing now. That's sort of my opinion on that one. VA, always be a student. Yes, exactly. Victoria Sadie says, PropStream hasn't been helping me. I don't know if my market or how specific I'm making my list, but Zillow has a lot of agents and I'm scared. Are you talking about cold calling for sale by owners? Please give me more details on this. And also let me know what market you're in. That'll definitely help me out a lot, helping you. Modern Masculine YouTube says, I have my VAs only cold calling. I feel like I'm pulling a list and scheduling text blasts is minimal. Am I doing myself a disservice? So wait, I VAs only cold calling. I feel like pulling a list and scheduling text blasts is minimal. Am I doing myself a disservice? Who's doing the acquisitions for you? That's something I'm kind of curious on. So scheduling the text blast isn't hard. It's actually going out there and answering the texts. That's where a lot of the work is, and that's where the VA should be. So you can send them out yourself. It's you just want the VA to be answering it for you and qualifying it for the acquisitions. Alrighty. Team Machine. That's a cute doggy right there. Also, Zach, being in a company, car biz, we don't have the time as someone that's not working and doesn't have a ton of bills to pay. So it's a balance of trying to balance time off for a first deal. Of course, remember here, Team Machine, this isn't a first deal type video. This is really the scaling type video. So of course, when you're doing your deal, these systems are probably not going to be the best for you. But always want to keep in mind if you guys are out here wanting to do that. How about Indiana? Jade Chan says, of course, India is a great one. All right, next question here. I plan on getting first deal by the end of December. Let's get it going. The latest. All right. Woo! Let's get it going. I'm pumped up for you. I'm telling you, you can do it. I truly believe in you. The question is, do you believe in yourself? And you go out there and get it. You can do it. I promise you. Rich says, Zach, what percentage of virtual deals do you actually not close on compared to local deals? We probably, I would say about 70% will close like virtually. But if I really wanted to pump up the system like crazy, I'll probably get closer to 50 to 60. So 70 right now. But if we pumped it up even more, of course, it'd go down. But we make sure the deals are really solid and really good. Gage wants to, what about North Carolina? Come on. North Carolina is amazing. That's an amazing market, of course. Fayetteville, Greensboro, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte's decent too. They're all great. Winston-Salem's okay. Still, you could still do deals there. In person is probably a little better, but still amazing deals. Team Machine says car biz is 60 to 80 hours a week. I need out. Oh my gosh. Woo. Wow. It's a little crazy. Oh my goodness gracious. Beth buys houses says, what about Norfolk, Virginia, and Philly? Norfolk, is that Hampton Road? Hold on. Yeah, that's Hampton Roads type Newport News, Virginia. But yeah. Come on. Easy money right there. Philly, we're going to stay away from Philly on that one, okay? Philly's not wholesaling friendly. You need a license, $200 license in there technically, but I probably would not do Philly. But that part of Virginia, I put that in my top 10 virtual wholesaling markets on purpose. It's an amazing one. Sam, Texas says, Zach, you're a beast on YouTube and very good. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. That's awesome. Don't you take a huge risk with cold calling? I don't think so. We're TCPA compliant, so we're good to go. Oh my gosh, Liliana doesn't know what a government list is. Holy moly. I talk about government lists like crazy. Let me break it down for you. Government lists. Didn't you say you're in Canada? Hold on. Yeah, you said you're in Canada. Okay, so Canada's different than the US, but obviously you know that, and you probably know this market very well. But government lists in the United States, you probably know wholesaling really well, but in Canada, it's very hard to get government lists. They're not transparent in the US. Data is just it it flows like the Diet Coke. It flows like Coke in the South. Everyone drinks soda down here. So uh, government list is so easy to do. The one thing I tell you with a government list is basically a list from the government. They're free lists. These are lists from your local code enforcement. So it could be someone who has a code violation on the property, divorce lists, anything really from the courts. You can actually pull for free. And tomorrow, actually, I will be with you guys live polling government lists. We're going to be polling government lists for free tomorrow. You guys are going to give me a market. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to pull the list for you for free. Doing that tomorrow. Pretty exciting, right? So I guys, hopefully you guys are on there and see it. But what about government list? So what's the government list? It's basically all those. And you can really do IRS lien lists. You can get all these lists. You get it from the clerk of the court. Code violations, you can actually get from the code enforcement. Water shutoff list, when they shut off the water, you can actually go. It's very hard to live in a place without water. So water shutoff list is really good. And then the utility lien lists, you get the liens from the utility department for water shutoffs, and the utility lien list, you get from there too. People are not paying their electric bill, and then the clerk of the courts. Systems and scripts. You only work 5 hours a week. How many hours of that is training? It's 10. It's looking like 10 right now. Just we've been pumping up the deals a little more, and that's really for the wholesale deals. But for training, it's probably 2 to 3. How to get credit card lists. You just go to lien lists, and usually companies have private liens from credit cards on there. So they're pretty easy to get from the clerk of the court of the county. So clerk of the court of the county. Zach, so I have someone who is direct with the owner of an off-market property, but I have no idea what I'm doing or where to start. They all have the info on the property, though. Jakari, I would get in front of the owner, not someone who has direct contact with them. That'll make it a lot easier to get a contract signed. Where to start? Go to freewholesaling.com. So go to freewholesaling.com. So below me is freewholesaling.com. And it'll show you exactly where to start from there. What do you pay all your people? I showed it right there. $4 to $6 an hour for VAs, and then $100 bonuses, and then $300 bonuses with virtual assistants, and they're probably getting 7 to 8. How many markets do you start off with? 1. Aloha, Zach. Thank you for doing this. Of course, Jerry. Are you from Hawaii? That's pretty. I gotta go to Hawaii. That seems pretty cool. Where do you get the best VA Upwork I found? What's your criteria for a good virtual wholesaling market? A really interesting criteria, I would say, for that one. So criteria for a great market, I personally would say, criteria for a great market. I'm just trying to think of exactly how to word it the best. It's really how many deals are out there versus how many wholesalers are out there. That's the best one to do. So where a lot of wholesalers are making money, there's enough deals out there, you can go out there and make money. That's kind of where I'd say the pricing has to be at a certain level where it's pretty decent for you to go and just accept a discount on your property. Crime rates, how fast properties are selling, how many cash buyers are in the market. Those are all factors I put in there. Hello from Detroit. Thank you. Allentown, PA, front and center. Thank you for virtual trainings. Greatly appreciate, of course. Would a failure to register vacant list be a good one? Oh, yeah. How many leads per week should we be calling? Really depends. If you want to do 10, pump it up. Do more than 8,000. If you want less, do less. When you're going to Facebook for cash buyers, aren't you getting hold? Some of them, yes, you're going to be wholesalers. That's why we're going to vet them and ask for a proof of funds. Basically stating to make sure they have the funds to actually close on the property. Let's see here. iPhones are the best cameras for sure, of course. Gems. Rich says, thank you, of course. House of Screensaver says, is it possible to go from start to first deal with no money spent at all? Of course. Just subscribed to various. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. Loved Rick on the hotline. What a great dad you have, bro. He's the best. Hey, Zach, on here late, but I'm here. I live in Seattle. Go, Zach, you old goat. Thank you so much, Barbara. What task or position should you delegate first? That's a great question. Marketing, hands down. Make sure you get the cold calling out there. The most important one for you is going to be acquisitions. Hey, Zach, I'm trying to comp some land in California, and there isn't any empty lots like this one around this area. I would do reverse drawing for dollars. I would actually go out there, and I would find cash buyers to go out there and actually start giving you offers on it. That's probably what I'd prefer doing that one. Are you interested in buying any properties? For the right price, yes. Tony says, newbie, I'm taking tomorrow off to just look at all your videos for beginners. Thank you for the free information. Salute. Go to freewholesaling.com. That's where most of the really good videos are. That's probably where I'd start going in. What do I miss? Is cold calling the best marketing source? Hands down, ROI wise, yes. Do you have multiple runners to get a new one each deal? I like to keep them, but we usually have to get new ones for different markets. Zach, I've been really into texting lately. What's your success rate? It's good. I mean, cold calling's better, but it's still decent. I don't know what success rate's going to be, but we can still pull 1 to 2 deals easily from it. And those are 40, 50 kit. And they're probably closer to 35, 40. They're not as good as direct mail, but they're still pretty good. London and England, the house. Awesome. Cheers from across the pond, sir. Thank you so much, Francis. That's awesome. I got to go to England. I love England. Zach, have you used houses in poor condition list? If so, any luck? Yes, I would technically call those code violations. So technically, yeah. Hey, just wondering if you gave, if that guy gave you a call back. I gave you info yesterday. He called, left. No, got no info from there. When I get to a minimum, Trader Mig says, when I get to a minimum of 3 steady virtual deals monthly for 6 months straight, I'll be moving back home to Puerto Rico. You and Rick are invited to the house island party. That's awesome. Then from there, you can actually do the 198 section. Whatever the section is, you pay 0 taxes, go back to Puerto Rico. That'd be pretty cool. And since you're going from United States to Puerto Rico, you can actually do that. That's pretty cool. What up, Zach? Real quick, how do you find FSBOs on PropStream? You don't, you go to Zillow for that. I'm in Phoenix market, also in Georgia. I'm going to go fully into Georgia, but I don't want to bleep out of Phoenix because it's competitive. It seems like everyone's calling out there. What do you think? If you live in Georgia, do Georgia. I do virtual if you're in Phoenix, though. I have bad credit, young and reckless, but trying to get my house by the private lender and then refinance. Is this a personal house? If it's a personal house, I can't give you much advice for that. But if you're trying to buy a house, do wholesaling until you got the money to do it yourself. Let's see here. How many deals should you do before hiring a VA? Make sure at least making $100K a year before you can train a VA properly. Robert says, just closed my first deal. Woo! Let's go. Robert, the man. Let's go. That's awesome. Congrats. Zach, you're the man. Robert, you're the man. Congrats. 64,000. Whoa. Whoa. Holy moly. Robert, you are the man. Congratulations. That's a lot of cheddar right there. So use that for your marketing. Use it, spend it wisely. Turn that 64K into 640,000 by the end of the year. Maybe 365 days, but you can easily do that. That's awesome. No risk with cold calling. We're not selling anything. That's my understanding. Of course, CCPI compliant. Hey, Zach, new to Florida. We can link up. Let's do it, bro. Thank you. Rita Dos Santos says, I'm nervous about calling in case there are do not calls. How can I make sure people who are on that list? My mom, she's on the do not call list registry, and I still call her. Is that illegal? Someone who has their house listed for sale by owner might be on the do not call list, but they list their property for sale and they want me to call. Is that illegal? I'm not selling anything for the do not call list. So to the best knowledge from lawyers and everything, we're TCPA compliant. Hey, Zach, do you figure out repair cost? How do you figure out repair costs for wholesale? PropStream's got some really cool tools. Check out the PropStream video I did a couple days ago. But for repair costs, I would call your local contractors and just get a general idea of what things cost. Flooring, walls, roofs. Generally, that's kind of where I would be at to figure out what the cost of things are going to be. Alex Jacob says, how many leads per week are you generating? We do direct mail, and that's not for virtual wholesaling, so it's going to be a little weird, but it can range really. Depends on what kind of deals. So I can go tell you right now it's 50 or 100, and you're going to be like, whoa, but those are JV leads. Those are leads we're getting from FSBOs. These are leads that we're getting from direct mail. These are leads from probate. Guys, generally, it will probably be about 30 to 50 a week. But it depends. If I want to throw in the JV ones I'm mixing those into, like, it's crazy. And what is a lead? If a lead is someone who actually who's have a set appointment, that's technically a lead. And people say, think I'm selling it. That's a lead too. So make sure you have lead. I think appointments and how many deals is a better one to do. Mike says, hey, Zach, I asked this on Facebook. I think we might not have gone through, but how do I comp land when there isn't empty lots? I just answered that. Make sure you have a cash buyer for land you find from listrei.com to go out there, and then they'll help you out a lot with it. So you can call those cash buyers and they'll give you a good idea. What up, Zach? How do I pull FSBOs on PropStream? You don't. You go from Zillow to do it. Watch out the video I did yesterday. Kim says, Zach, you are amazing. Thank you for all your time. Of course. Cam says, I skip traced this number, but the SMS response was he was an old renter. And what does that mean? Call the person and ask. That's what I would say. Is this an old tenant? Is that what that person is? Or is this a property you used to have? Or are you just calling yourself old and you have it as a rental? Let me know. Wow, that's awesome. Better list, tax liens or code enforcement? Code enforcement. Where should I start? Freewholesaling.com, baby. Freewholesaling.com. Holy case, 64,000. Robert is almost ready for a VA. I'd say get some more deals under your belt before you start doing the VAs. And Jakar says, so does the tax work for the income received from wholesaling and then any write-offs like for driving for dollars? If you have it under an LLC, yes, and some corporations. We're not getting the tax thing right now today, but you can write it off depending if you have an LLC or corporation on the marketing. If you're starting out, probably not. Jerry says, how much are VAs costing you monthly? Hawaii could use a Ginn family estate, plus Rick loves the water. We like Florida for now, but VAs are going to cost you between, if they're $5 an hour. Let's see. It's $5 an hour for 40 hours a week. Let's see here. $5 an hour, 40 hours a week. I don't know, 21 grand a year. Divided by 12. 1750 a VA. Like, it just depends. Cameron said, all right, answer that one. Justin says, yo, shout out from Ocala, getting beat up on these cold calls today. Keep it going, keep hammering. That's what it's all about. So guys, remember, virtual wholesaling real estate is all about, it's all about systems and how well you do the systems. Guys, get the book Traction. You can get a free PDF. I'm not going to give it out, but people, if you search books, space, free PDF, sometimes they pop up and you got no money. But if you don't have the money to buy that book, you probably don't have the money to scale up your business. So be careful with that. But really, I think Tractions are really good for anyone looking into scaling business or learning the knowledge of it. Most of these guru seminar type things, they just read the book Traction and go from there. So that's what I would say. But overall, guys, for your wholesaling real estate, for virtual wholesaling system for 10 deals a month, it's all about the systems you put in place and how well you train your employees. Have a great company culture and go out there and change your life 10 deals a month is not that hard, guys. I'm telling you, 10 deals is not that hard if you have the right systems in place. Start learning, start scaling, and start growing your wholesaling business.